Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to perhaps an earlier edition of HA After Dark. And I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. And there's some interesting things taking place. And there's a subtext to all of this madness and insanity politically. There are things taking place that we perhaps don't see just watching the media. We don't see these things because we're not told that this is happening. We're told, oh my goodness, Trump is a madman. How dare he do all of this? What's going on? We have 100 people in 1 minute. Not bad. But I'll start off before I get to The View. And that was just bizarre. I actually like Whoopi Goldberg in terms of a career. She's had a great career. She is very talented, funny, but she represented today everything wrong with the Democratic Party. You don't start off when Judge Jeanine goes ahead and says, well, unemployment is low for Blacks and Latinos and minority voters, the whole country. You don't then go ahead and say, well, my rebuttal is that Trump says horrible things and every conversation is about immigrants or rapists. And that's hyperbole and not true. I don't know of any conversation that started like that ever since Trump has been elected. He's never said all immigrants are rapists. That's number one, because that's absurd. Number two, she then said, well, it's his fault that hate crimes have risen. Well, when Obama was elected in 2008, hate crimes also rose. It wasn't Obama's fault. It's not Trump's fault. Any major event in U.S. history, crazy, insane, racist people are going to utilize for some kind of moment in time where they can either cash in or commit a crime, or who knows? I mean, who knows why hate crimes rose? Well, I mean, obviously the first black president, so maybe hate crimes rose then. But to just say that, oh, well, Trump's conservative rhetoric led to a rise in hate crimes. Then did Bush's conservative rhetoric? Did Reagan's conservative rhetoric? And when you talk about Trump and violence, two Democratic operatives were forced to resign from Project Veritas, calling them out and on tape them admitting that they foment violence at Trump's rallies and speeches. Britton Johnson, HA, I've got to crash out early tonight, but I just want to send you a little support and thank you for all you do. You, my friend, are awesome, brother. Britton Johnson, thank you so very much. Britton, thank you so very much. It means a great deal to me. God bless you. Have a great evening, great rest. Have an awesome, productive day tomorrow. And thank you so much, Britton Johnson. It means a great deal to me to support this channel and just let me know. I mean, my God, you might not even watch the whole thing, but thank you so much. Britton Johnson means a great deal. Brian, love you, HA. Brian, thank you so very, very much. I'm telling you, can I tell you how amazing it is? Britton Johnson and Brian and everyone here is just so awesome. And ever since I went ahead and said, hey, you know what? I'm leaving the left and become either center towards conservative on certain issues, especially Second Amendment. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to hit one of the ranges that I go to and upload some really cool stuff on HA Second Amendment. But ever since I've moved towards this arena, it's been like just only happiness, positive vibes. Brian, thank you so very much again. On the left, like I said, libertarian is great. Yeah. On the left, like I said, it's, oh, every day is you suck, you're horrible, you're stupid, you're a poser, you're not real, you're not authentic, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. Let me go ahead and try to, make you feel bad about something. That's a good day on the left. Marin Garcia, HA up at 11 p.m. How do you do it? You're a beast. Thank you so much, Marin Garcia. Well, I didn't get a chance to do an HA after dark or even before dark evening. I did a big 3-hour session yesterday. I wanted to definitely do at least an HA after dark tonight. I did a 2+ hour. I wanted to do another 2+ hour. I'll do a bunch tomorrow and throughout the weekend. But Marin, there was an interesting view segment, a clash between Whoopi Goldberg and Judge Jeanine Pirro. And Dustin, thank you so much. Dustin, I agree with you. The left is horrible, was horrible. There really is no left. There's just people who want war with Russia, which is so bizarre. Thank you, Marin Garcia. Thank you. As always, thank you. So they're calling Trump having a good meeting with Putin treason because he didn't call out Putin on the moderate to high confidence of the intelligence agencies that never get anything right and are known to lie. So the intelligence agencies aren't even certain about anything. But let's go ahead really quickly before I get to the Republican Party loves Trump. 70% of Republicans, and I'll get to that in a second, but let's just get to really quickly. No, I'm absolutely against war, and I don't want war. And that's the good thing with Trump. Trump meeting with Putin, he doesn't want war with Russia. Why would anyone want war with Russia? That's kind of crazy. But the Democrats do because they think that Russia informed us that Bernie was being cheated. So this is page 6. Whoopi Goldberg and Jeanine Pirro get into explosive argument backstage at the View. This is
one of the things of being hysterical, because that's one of the things I try not to be on this show. So, I have a question.
So where is that one? Here's a Real Clear Politics. Whoopi Goldberg blows up, ends the View. So, gosh. Okay, you know what? I'll just go to the Twitter. There's a Twitter on Twitter. So on Judge Jeanine's Twitter handle, I went ahead and there's an article, Hate Crimes Rise as President Obama is elected. So in 2008, Reuters has an article basically saying that the election of Obama provokes rise in U.S. hate crimes. So whether it's Obama or Trump, crazy people are going to find ways to go ahead and, just do stupid things. But the big issue here is this constant need to always morally condemn the other side by Democrats. In my opinion, Browder could bring out Clinton Foundation scam and Brennan Magnitsky entrapment at Trump Tower. Also today, Podesta immunity. Mueller desperate. Yeah, Mueller is desperate. The Podesta immunity is hilarious. I wrote a Daily Caller article talking about John Podesta did not register as a foreign agent, lobbied on behalf of Uranium One. Bruce Smith, you're 100% right. I mean, how could you even possibly? There's no way to even justify in any way that Tony Podesta gets immunity. But they're hell-bent on making an example of Mueller when Trump is just going to pardon Mueller. And they know that. So Trump was going to pardon Mueller because Mueller had there was no Russian hacking and Mueller had nothing to do with anything. But here is, let's just go ahead really quickly.
Donald Trump, you tell me what
Here you go.
metric in this country is worse off. Unemployment is lower than it's been in 50 years. Minorities, Hispanics, African Americans have jobs with a.
So here you like Whoopi Goldberg is like really, really upset now. So there's no way. This is what happens when Democrats like are faced with the reality that Trump is not Satan, he's not Stalin, he's not Hitler, he's not everything bad in humanity. The caricature of Trump that so Bruce Smith, you're 100% right. They're desperate, absolutely desperate. And they're desperate in large part because, I mean, when you look at Judge Jeanine Pirro and what took place at The View today, there's really no, objectively, Democrats have lost yet again. Objectively. There's no objective way to say that,
Donald Trump,
there's no objective way to say that he is a danger to the planet. He's horrible. He's horrendous. So they have to go to the extreme hyperbole, purely emotional argument. And Judge Pirro basically said, look, unemployment's low for everyone. Not since what, 1969, lowest unemployment. We could possibly hit a 4% growth rate. Okay, that's what the estimates, but whatever. If it's 3% is excellent. Okay. The economy is doing well. You have peace with Russia. So they're calling peace with Russia treason. They're out of their minds. So now when you're confronted by this, you then retreat back. If you're Hollywood, you retreat back into your caricature in your mind of Trump. What you believe Trump is, even though, people see that he's not that, insane. This is insane madman. But let's go ahead here.
you tell me what metric in this country is worse off. Unemployment is lower than it's been in 50 years. Minorities, Hispanics, African Americans.
So what metric? Marin Garcia, did Trump hang out with Kennedy Jr. in 1999? Probably. Let me see. I don't know. That's the year Kennedy Jr. passed away. I don't know. Marin Garcia, I do not know. I just Googled it right now. I don't know. But let's hear how this ends. So hate crimes are up. That's Trump's fault. Well, how do you know? Well, because he says bad things. Well, how do you know? Because the hate crime people, the data shows that they take what he says and they act on it. What data? The same data that showed that they also acted when Obama was elected president. What data? Where's the evidence? So claims without any evidence. But then when you say, hey, there's an FBI informant that says uranium, that Russian lobbyists were bragging about their ability to sway Obama and Clinton over the uranium sale. Oh, well, there's no evidence there. That's just an FBI informant, William D. Campbell. That's what he said, but there's no evidence. When presented with facts contrary to, when presented with the same facts that they use to start investigations, whether it's the Steele dossier or a drunken conversation, or you'll see Whoopi Goldberg's now leap of logic. Well, it's really hate crimes, and it's because of Trump's bad rhetoric. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton called black youth super predators. Hillary Clinton called Mahatma Gandhi a gas station attendant. That's on YouTube in a speech in like this dinner party or fundraiser. It was a failed joke. She took prison lobbyist donations, and I hate to bring this up because it's one of the worst tragedies in U.S. history, but 9 black worshipers killed. One of the worst terrorist attacks on U.S. soil, in addition to hate crimes, because that is a terrorist attack what Dylann Roof did. It wasn't just a hate crime. I put Dylann Roof along with Al-Qaeda and ISIS and all of them. What he did was he was the epitome of evil. The epitome to kill black worshipers who were worshiping in their church. And that happened under Obama. So hate crimes are up, but you know what? Thank God there is no Dylan Roof. That was Obama. And Trayvon Martin and Sandra Bland and John Crawford and Michael Brown and a long list of unarmed black citizens, all under Obama. But we're not going to get any outrage from Whoopi Goldberg or anyone else. That is, there's statistics. One thing that Democrats do is they hide behind vapid statistics. Not all hate crimes. If someone puts a spray paints a swastika, yeah, as a Jew, I'm going to dislike that. That's not going to be good. But it's nothing compared to what happened under Obama. 9 black worshipers murdered, perished, slaughtered in a church under Obama's watch as president. Now, is it Obama's fault? No. You can't say it's Obama's fault. No. But my point is, if there's an outrage over what's taking place in Trump, and you're saying, oh, well, because of his rhetoric, you're making that leap of logic. You're not proving anything. But even still, let's assume Whoopi Goldberg is right. At least it wasn't one of the worst tragedies in U.S. history, which took place in that church. That's Obama's record. All of the Trayvon Martin, that all took place under President Obama. Could there have been something that he was doing that resulted in this? I mean, possibly not. But this whole this happened under your watch, so therefore you're 100% guilty of it. That type of thing. That's the only thing Whoopi Goldberg can retreat into. And here's
GDP under Obama was barely 1. We're going up to 4. So you want to talk about it? Yeah, I fought for a law for hate crime.
I also think it's important, as we said, 89% of the Republican Party still supports him. He still has huge popularity in the country. And if Democrats don't get their together, he's certainly going to get
So that's Meghan McCain, I believe. Yeah, and well, she's saying it like it's a bad thing. I'm Trump 2020, so I want Trump to win again. They're not going to stop Trump. They're not even going to get elected in Congress. Jaime Paredes, hey HA, $100 says Gomer ends up. Jaime, I don't know, but I'll love Gomer even more if that happens. Jaime, thank you. Thank you, Jaime Paredes. Thank you. The Agenda. This is now the best channel on all of YouTube. Thank you, The Agenda. Thank you. That means a great deal to me. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you, The Agenda. Thank you, Jaime Paredes. Thank you. I appreciate everyone's kind words. Like I said, I mean, The Agenda. Thank you, Jaime. Thank you. Every day I get to speak to people and they give me the most positive vibrations, positive thoughts and comments, the Agenda and Jaime Paredes, and every day on the left, it was, you suck, you're a loser, you're nothing. You'll never be a good leftist. You'll never be a good leftist. It's, you're horrible at being a lefty. Marin Garcia, if left gets violent and others retaliate and MSM sticks up for the left, creating an emotional movement, what happens next? Left is bluffing. They'll never get violent. I mean, you have Antifa, but they're not, God forbid. I interviewed an Antifa member and I said, like, what if, God forbid, it escalates? But I don't think that he would. I think that he understood that it wouldn't be good for anyone. I don't think that they're. I don't think that they're. The left is bluffing. The left always bluffs. So I guess that maybe is more of an optimistic answer, Marin, but I think the left is bluffing. They don't want. I mean, everyone who's armed is on the right. So it's like, Paul Clank, did Jeanine feed Paul? Just, I don't know. I'm like, especially, queasy nowadays. People actually beat her like a mule. Hashtag pumpkin pie. Paul Clank. What can I tell you, Paul? Judge Jeanine Paul did very well. Because I knew that The View, like when I heard that, whoa, Judge Jeanine's on The View, I knew it wasn't going to be an easy battle for them. because The View has a way of just kind of ganging up on Marin Garcia, senator shooting. I don't know what that's referring to. Maybe what's wrong with me today? Paul Clank. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. An easy time for them. But oh my God. I just read this. Arizona State Senator candidate who says he shot mother in self-defense pushes for gun rights. My goodness. That's right. Okay. Why did I not see that? Yoni A, as Ric Flair used to say, HA, what's causing all this? Yeah, I wasn't too much of a Ric Flair fan. I was more of like I was more of a Roddy Piper fan, Roddy Piper, and Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake. Roddy Piper, big Roddy Piper fan, big Macho Man Randy Savage, and Jake the Snake fan. Yoni A, as Ric Flair used to ask, HA, what's causing all this? So yeah, Ric Flair was awesome though. Liam, have you heard Tony Podesta is apparently being given immunity to testify in Manafort? Yeah, I agree with you on that, Liam. That is an example of desperation / they pretty much know that Trump is going to pardon. Trump is going to pardon Manafort. Trump has to pardon and clear of any crime because there was no crime there. General Michael Flynn. But Liam, it's really just desperation. I mean, there's really nothing. There's nothing that he did that could be in any way associated with Russian hacking. But let's finish. Let's go ahead and.
Yeah, listen, I don't have Trump derangement. Let me tell you what I have. Oh, I have a lot of. I'm tired of people starting a conversation with Mexicans or liars and rapists.
Nobody. So that's the most ridiculous hyperbole. Nobody starts. Trump never started a conversation with that. He never said all Mexicans were that. In fact, if there's actually a video on, this is when Brandon Straka started the walkaway movement, he watched that video. There's this famous video on YouTube of all the quotes taken out of context when they said that, oh, yeah, he said all sides were equal. It's like this high school vapid, just gang up on somebody and twist his words. He did not say all sides were equal. He didn't say all. He said there were some good people. He was referring to conservatives who happened to be protesting, not the KKK or the racists. Okay. And there was a woman who was murdered there because police were told to stand down. That's the main. There's never, ever a case in any protest where police stand down. Usually they take out like the clubs, and if they tell you, like, they give you a certain time, if they see it's like, breaking down, they make everyone go. Everyone go. And if you don't go, it's like they'll crack you over the head. And that didn't happen in Charlottesville. I wonder why. Could it be there was something to do with Terry McAuliffe? The Democratic Party is so shady and so nasty. And 2 Democratic operatives were already outed as fomenting violence at Trump rallies. And they said, yeah, we foment violence. But here's this meltdown. So Whoopi Goldberg starts by saying, every conversation is that Mexicans are rapists. Nobody is saying that. And 30% of Latinos voted for Trump, and more than 30% of Latinos will vote for Trump. More minorities will vote for Trump. I have people who have told me there will be more black voters for Trump as well. But let's continue.
I'm tired of people starting a conversation.
And then you get the applause. Because somebody on the left showed emotion, the righteous indignation, which they don't show when it's Obama destroying Libya under NATO. Oh, it's my biggest mistake. Or Clinton stealing $10 billion from Haiti. And it's not this dumb like whataboutism. It's not whataboutism. It's if you show the outrage for Trump, which and actually he didn't even do anything. He didn't tell people to commit hate crimes. You're making the assumption that crazy racists are using Trump, but that was one thing that he said in the election. And I disagree with that statement, but he also qualified the statement, and he said, no, there are a lot of great immigrants, but nobody watches the little clips, the sound clips that they don't show regarding Trump. But let's hear some more of Whoopi Goldberg's like extreme leap of logic.
Listen, I'm 62 years old. There have been a lot of people in office that I didn't agree with, but I have never, ever seen anything like this.
Yeah, you know, when Bush sent soldiers into Iraq and Afghanistan, that was less. So we have 1 million people injured after 2.5 million of them. 1 million of the 2.5 million men and women who served in Iraq and Afghanistan have been injured. 1 million in some way. That's according to Forbes. We have hundreds of thousands of traumatic brain injuries. Half to 2/3 of all the Americans killed and wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan were the victims of IED blasts. But Whoopi Goldberg has never seen anything like this. A great economy. She's never seen it. And I don't want to bring up tragedies that took place under Obama, but the most horrific hate crimes took place under Obama's tenure. But she's never seen anything like this.
I've never seen anybody whip up such hate.
Whip up such hate? Who are you looking at? That's not what's taking place. Trump did not whip up any hate. The only hate is from the Democrats against Russia. Democrats have become whipped into a frenzy with their own maniacal machinations or, fabricated viewpoint of Trump. Thank you, Mitch Kurtz. Thank you. Thank you, Mitch. Thank you, Mitch Kurtz. Thank you. Thank you, Mitch. So it's not, they're looking at Trump and saying, oh my God, look what's taking place. Oh my God. There are hate crimes, and then there are horrific tragedies. The horrific tragedies took place under Obama. You can't just say, oh, statistics show. And then where's the evidence that one statement from Trump during the election has emboldened? You heard this ridiculous nonsense. Oh, he's emboldened the racists. Well, Whoopi Goldberg didn't debate Richard Spencer. I debated Richard Spencer. And I did so in a civil manner, and I believe I defeated him in the debate. And I represented the history of the country in a way that he doesn't view as... I said that minorities and blacks and Latinos and Asians are not only part of the country, but without them, there is no U.S. history. And in the end, his last 20 minutes exposed what he would do in a theoretical state, which would be horrendous. He alluded to genocide in a theoretical state, white state. But see, again, I asked him about Trump. He's like, he doesn't even really care about Trump. The alt-right feeds off the vapid left. They don't feed off Trump. They're emboldened by the loony fringe left that even hates Bernie Sanders. Which, by the way, I'm kind of moving away every day from Bernie Sanders, not because he's not, progressive enough, because I'm no longer progressive. I haven't been for over a year now. But because what they've done is they have They don't realize that. I keep on losing the Twitter. So this is from Twitter. What they've done is they have the alt-right or the extreme right.
You tell me what?
Oh gosh, the extreme right feeds off the insanity and the hypocrisy of the left. So when you have Whoopi Goldberg saying all of this nonsense, well, let's just, if this thing would ever work. And Whoopi Goldberg's not the extreme left. But what happens is like this everything's like moral equivalency.
Donald Trump, you
What together? He's
okay.
Here we go. We're back. So
I'm 62 years old. There have been a lot of people in office that I didn't agree with, but I have never, ever seen anything like this. I've never seen
Jay the Jeweler TV, thank you.
Hate. I've never seen anybody be so.
Trump isn't whipping up any hate. When he met with Russia and when we met with Putin, actually he was focused on peace, not hate. Jay the Jeweler TV, thank you so very much. Thank you, Jay the Jeweler TV. Thank you. I didn't see any hate.
And clearly you don't watch the show, so you don't know that I don't suffer from that. What I suffer from is the inability to figure out how to fix this.
How about voting Trump out of office? The fixing part is in the election. You know very well you can't, because Democrats can't win an election. And if they lose, they blame Russia. So, without any evidence at all. Oh, the NSA said so? Who cares? They're NSA, FBI, CIA, the intelligence community is wrong about everything. They're Gulf of Tonkin, WMD, Arab Spring, 9/11. Tell me what they were right about. Tell me what they predicted accurately. $35 billion budget. And it's not a community. It's like 30 or 40 people, maybe not even. All the top chiefs and then maybe 2 or 3 people below them. So maybe 20 people total make all the big decisions. They get everyone below them to just, toe the party line or whatever. It's a bureaucracy run by people at the top who are beholden to the president. When Democrats are faced with an assessment by Trump's intelligence community, you can rest assured they will jettison the intelligence community as quick as they got in bed with Obama's intelligence community. They'll be like, oh, well, this is a corrupted intelligence community. We don't trust them anymore. Oh, but you trust Comey, who's now being investigated.
That's my issue. But one of the things that you talk about a lot, and I'm curious about it, is the deep state. How long has the deep state been there, and who's running it?
Oh, because the deep state is a big, it's a big conspiracy theory. Well, let's go ahead. Deep state, Bill Moyer. Anatomy of the Deep State, 2014. Gee, who was president then? Essay. Bill Moyers. Mike Lofgren, I believe he either coined the phrase or he coined, or some other people coined it before him. He might have coined the phrase there. There is the invisible government situated around the mole in Washington, and there is another more shadowy, more indefinable government that's not explained in Civics 101. This is Bill Moyers, an essay at billmoyers.com. It's about President Obama's intelligence community, or the intelligence community, a history of, and also relating to President Obama. So, or President Obama, CIA, FBI, all that stuff. So the deep state is a euphemism, but of course, white nationalism, white supremacy, Russian interference, Russian meddling, all the euphemisms they use, the Democrats, it's okay. They love euphemisms when it fits their narrative. But when it's like runaway, omnipotent, corrupt, intelligence chiefs, whether it's Brennan, who lied under oath about spying on Obama's Senate. On Obama's Senate. He spied on Obama's Senate. Or whether it's Clapper, who lied under oath. Both deserve perjury charges regarding spying on NSA spying on Americans. There's two examples of deep state. Deep state does not consist of the entire government. It's a hybrid of national security and law enforcement agencies. So there you go. It's a euphemism of a bunch of unelected officials that, what, $35 billion budget. So between just the FBI, NSA, and CIA. So tell me again how this is not. You had two people under Obama two intelligence chiefs under Obama who lied under oath, didn't get charged. You have unelected officials utilizing a fake news document, and this is the Bill Moyers article. A fake news document to then start an investigation. The whole thing is nonsense. And you have what? You don't even have any confidence. Deep state is just a euphemism for unelected spy chiefs who then give false information, the Gulf of Tonkin, flawed intelligence, WMD, flawed intelligence, completely blindsided by 9/11, the Arab Spring. And then they're like major wars that they didn't know about or they failed to predict. And so this is an article on this in 2014 when Obama was president. And then, of course, Victor B. I'm U.S. citizen born in Ukraine. U.S. is my only home, but the Democrats' fear-mongering make me afraid to have a Russian last name. Shame on you, Democrats. Victor B. You should never be afraid. Always understand that there are more, and I'm sure you know this, there are more people who realize that Democrats are just demagogues and xenophobes and fearmongers. Most Americans know that the Cold War is over. We have no problem with anyone from Russia or any former Soviet anywhere from Ukraine or anywhere in the former Soviet Union. Americans don't care about. Most Americans don't even know the history of the Cold War, but most Americans who've lived through it are like, we've had enough. It's like, Victor B., thank you so much. Shame on the Democrats, 100%. But they have no shame. That's the problem, Victor. They have no shame. So that's also a problem. This wonderful continues to. Fantastic guy who keeps making an interesting request. Okay. So. There was a naked guy on the 101. I didn't know that. It's probably one of the God bless them, one of the homeless people. They're nothing bad to say, just a lot of homeless people everywhere. It's sad. I think that buildings should be built like apartments should be built to basically.
Here end up murdering the children of American citizens.
You know what's horrible?
What's horrible?
When the president of the United States whips up people to beat the hell out of people.
Whips up people to beat the hell out of people. When did that happen? Oh, what happened in Charlottesville? No, what happened in Charlottesville is two sides were pit against each other deliberately for a Democratic photo op. That's obvious. Ask Terry McAuliffe that. Notice how Democrats aren't pushing more confrontations anymore. It didn't work out for them. They're like, oh my God, well, this is really not good for us anymore. Democrats are vile. The DNC is like an evil organization. It is evil. And then Whoopi Goldberg had nothing to say other than Trump whoops people into a frenzy. And he doesn't. Becky Pamplin, thank you, Becky. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. Thank you, Becky. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Eric H526. Let me know. Thank you, Becky. Thank you so very much, Becky Pamplin. Thank you. But so, like, Whoopi Goldberg has nothing to say, so she just, and we have 70% of Republicans are 100% good with what took place in Helsinki. And why wouldn't you be? Oh my God. So this is horrendous. So WikiLeaks, our editor-in-chief of RT, my sources tell me that Julian Assange will be handed over to the UK in the next week or days. Like never before. I wish that my sources were wrong. My God. That would be absolutely horrendous. That would be absolutely horrendous. You're going to have a surge of support around the world for Julian Assange. And he will be the symbol of not only press freedom, but the Washington Post and all of these papers, they will risk themselves. If something happens to Julian Assange, if he's arrested, and the only way I would withdraw my support of Trump is if he's extradited to the US. So if he's extradited to the US, but I mean, if the UK does this, the UK should be, we're told that the EU and European countries are so much more elevated. The UK has already ruled that Assange is that WikiLeaks is a publisher. Paul Clank, it would be 90% pro Helsinki without the hysteria. Yeah, of course, absolutely. But so, my God, that's crazy. My goodness. Well, I mean, there would be a major cry within the UK, I believe, also to free Assange. So again, Bernie Sanders should, first of all, President Trump has stated he loves WikiLeaks. His deep state or his intelligence agencies, or Pompeo before he was Secretary of State, and Sessions, they're being pulled both by the Democratic Party and by the intelligence apparatus community, whatever, to say that Assange is this danger. Now, when people come to me and they say, well, look what Trump is doing. All of this is from Hillary. Thank you. I have a super chat, but I don't know from whom. $5. Thank you. Thank you, $5. Thank you. I think the name is $5. Thank you. D. Malcolm Carson, tell us about Bill Browder. Bill Browder is a UK citizen who Putin has stated that made, along with other people, like over $1 billion, and Russia didn't pay taxes. Then his Sergei Magnitsky, his lawyer, defended him, anti-corruption lawyer, and was then killed in a Russian prison. And by the way, guess who opposed the Magnitsky Act in honor of Sergei Magnitsky? Hillary Clinton. So they're going to, I mean, if God forbid, my God, I'm kind of like taken aback now because this, so D. Malcolm Carson, so Bill Browder is an attempt, thank you again, D. Malcolm Carson. Bill Browder is an attempt by, don't stress, it won't happen. Trump loves Julian Assange. I know he does. I believe you on that. I do believe you on that. So JB Goth, I do believe you on that. I know Trump loves Julian, or Trump likes Julian Assange, or Trump likes WikiLeaks. I do know that. But the pull from the establishment under Obama, Bush, the pull is, and it's all fueled by the Democratic Party, Democratic senators. When Pompeo visited Ecuador, we're like, no, make his life hard. Or Pence visited. Any more news on Dead Secret Service agents who died on Trump's overseas visit? No tree climbing. Dan Bongino is a source, great source for that. I don't know of any more news, but I retweeted a charity, like a fundraising link that Dan Bongino. But if you go to Dan Bongino's, I'm sure you probably have, but Dan Bongino's has all the information on that. But D. Malcolm Carson, so Bill Browder is a way for Putin to troll. So Putin views that Bill Browder is escaped a fugitive from Russian justice. So he's like, well, if you are so interested in the alleged fugitives of who hacked the DNC, as if that's like this big crime against humanity, then we also have people we want. We also have people we want. So hook us up, we'll hook you up. That type of thing. It's that type of thing, But Atom Bomb 31458. Let's hope that's not true. Atom Bomb 31458. No way Trump screws over Assange. I don't think that he will. I agree with you, Atom Bomb 31458. I think they would be bad for the UK too. We're told that Europeans or the EU or they're so much more civilized than we are. So gosh, let me go ahead. Assange. So Senator Sanders, please. So this is from Trisha on Twitter. Senator Sanders, please help to free Julian. He's innocent, has given so much to us all by exposing injustice throughout the world. Here's more information about Julian Assange's plight. So, but see, that's the thing. I feel that Bernie Sanders not only will not stick up for his own voters, but he won't say anything. It's just so crazy. So I hope I hope that this doesn't happen. And of course, I'm going to get like the dumb haters who are like, you look at what Trump is doing. Well, that's the UK is doing it. First of all, the UK actually withheld evidence. So it's like, Free Kekistan. Thanks, HA. It's nice to have someone that understands everything, follows all of this craziness, and can break it down for us. Also, make HA plushies. Free Kekistan. Thank you. Thank you, Free Kekistan. Thank you. As always, you have awesome, awesome messages. Thank you, Free Kekistan. Thank you. Agent Pepsi 1. Well, Ryan Couture, why do you have so many false advertising videos? I don't know. I was told I'd get the good Viagra videos if I did these live streams. I don't know if it's the good Viagra, but you know videos. The good ones are like, I'm going to help you burn fat. As you can see here, I am 85 years old and I'm ripped. That's like one of the videos. This guy's like, I'm 76 years old and I'm ripped. Agent Pepsi 1. How about the news? Hillary donor Podesta. Yeah, I know. How about the news? Hillary donor Podesta gets immunity by Mueller for the same crime exactly. That he wants to send Manafort. You said it better than I did, Agent Pepsi. You said it a lot better than I did. I was trying to say that. How come my super chat is better than me at condensing all of this nonsense? Send Manafort to prison for life. Exactly. Well, Trump's gonna, I think that once we have a situation where David Kaplan once spit it out. One day I'll get to it. Once Republicans win the House again, and when they do better in the Senate, and they take back Congress again, I think that Trump's gonna have a much freer hand to work with. Guinevere 9. So what happens if Trump has him extradited to keep him safe in the U.S.? Could that be a possibility? HRC would do anything to take Assange out overseas. That's true. But Guinevere 9, it would be the show trial of the century. I don't think if Trump did that, he would actually lose his ability to win again in 2020. So not only would he have people like me saying, I can't outwardly support Trump now. If Assange is in the U.S., extradited to a secret grand jury, I couldn't overtly, be a Trump voter anymore. I think that it would be, as it is, if the UK, jails him, it would be absolutely horrendous and everyone would be up in arms. Well, figuratively, not literally, but everybody would be, Oh, of course, I realize this is all Hillary, but still, Trump can help stop this madness. David Kaplan, Russia has always been the go-to mythical enemy of the deep state. They have been our ally in every war and always will be. Yeah, I agree. Ash the Bash, H.A. Red Pill Goodman. When is the new book out? Ash the Bash. You know what? Very soon. Very soon. Very soon. I am. Book 5 is out. People are still buying the other books. I'm really proud and happy of that. But Ash the Bash, thank you. I appreciate that. David Kaplan, you're 100% right. Well, they have a $35 billion budget just with 3 of them. Almost $35 billion. NSA, CIA, and FBI. So what they do is basically like, please justify our budget. That's their main thing, is justifying their budget. So you're 100% right, David. You're 100% right. Ryan Couture, I will clarify. Having video titles like breaking something that didn't happen. So here's my prediction that it will happen that then doesn't. That's not misleading. That is an analysis, and I'm saying breaking. Here's my analysis. Happens all the time on CNN. Happens all the time everywhere. I'm doing exactly what is just CBS, CNN, MSNBC. Breaking, we have Trump's we have Trump's tax returns, and then it's nothing, and then they do the same thing. But with my video titles, you see actually that I'm being vindicated. Peter Strzok lied. Page is flipping on him. Andrew McCabe, he has a criminal referral out. He lied four times, twice under oath. James Comey is now being investigated for his Comey memos. The day that it happened, the moment. So when I was saying that Clinton would not be, when I was saying Clinton wouldn't win, they called that hyperbole and clickbait too. So people went on me for saying clickbait that Clinton wouldn't win. I was right. Then when TYT or others were like, he's not going to make it 6 months and then breaking it, I was like, no, he's going to win 2020. So he's going to win 2020 again. So my video of my titles are like tame compared to CNN and MSNBC and all the rest. It's just that with them, it's, oh my God, look at the Russian lawyer, breaking news, breaking. So David Kaplan, 100%. Thank you, David. Thank you. The Bot 2007. If you didn't think much about Russia prior to 2016 and now you think about it more, you've been propagandized. Exactly. It's the same country it was in 2015. Threat it poses not changed. Only the narrative has. Exactly. And exactly. And if the narrative says, well, Putin's a thug. He was a thug. Was Alexander Litvinenko. How many people you can name who are no longer here, and their demise is linked towards Putin? And you can say, well, how did Obama react? Obama reacted by analysis is news. Analysis is news. Especially if the analysis is regarding something that's taken place, that is taking place, or that likely will take place, or that analysis is not being addressed by the mainstream. So, A. Pinochet, I have to. Thank you, A. Pinochet. Thank you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's why MSNBC and CNN make billions. That's also why people don't mind that their titles are the titles they have. We've been talking about Russian interference for 2 years. There's zero evidence. But anyway, the Bot 2007. If you didn't think much, so exactly. Rose Quartz, this chat crowd knows so much. Very smart people. Please keep it up. MAGA, thank you. Thank you, Rose Quartz. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Let's go ahead really quickly. Thank you, Rose, as always. Thank you, the Bot 2007. Paul Clank, 400 million of 1.2 billion from Browder. Did HRC pocket a bit? She pocketed a bit. According to PolitiFact, it's only like 1.2 million or something like that. So I'm trying to find out right now. So, my God, it would just be so horrendous if that takes place. I know I get trolls all the time. You can't win. They're like, oh, well, look, AJ, look what happens. Like, is Trump Theresa May? Okay, well, that all started on Obama. So if he's, God forbid, is ever extradited to the U.S., then I will not support Trump. But let's go ahead real quick. I want to see. So big win for Julian Assange as the Inter-American Court on Human Rights finds right to seek asylum in an embassy, and the states must give passage to embassy asylees. I mean, the law is in Julian Assange's favor, so the UK would have a heck of a time trying to, all of its crimes regarding Assange would be out in the open. They hid evidence. They're treating him unfairly simply to hurt him. So they not only hid evidence, but they told Sweden not to end the persecution of Assange. And Putin apparently wanted to go ahead and sow, like, whatever, discord with the two parties, not just one. Paul Clink, Jeff McDaniel 100. The analysis here on this super chat is where I receive the most current news. Jeff McDaniel, this super chat is awesome. This super chat is awesome. Thank you so very much. It is awesome. Paul Clink, I'd buy a plushie. Do it right. Make a small HQ batch. We'll fund it. HA good cuddle. Infant safe, machine washable. Hashtag hug HA it all night. Oh, man. Thank you. Paul Clank. Thank you so very much. I still got to get my act together and get those. I got to get my act together and get those t-shirts. Gosh, what's wrong with me? H.A. Good Cuddle. Sounds like a Bond villain. H.A. Good Cuddle. Oh, my goodness. Wow. So all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. Patricia Marino. This group is my touchstone. May the force be with you. We have an amazing group. It is an amazing group. You know, gosh, I want to do a sessions, but I just can't right now because now I'm like thinking about WikiLeaks. Editor-in-chief of RT, my sources tell me that Julian Assange will be handed over to the UK in the next week or day. In the next weeks or days. Jeez. Weeks or days are different things. Like never before, I wish that my sources are wrong. I don't know how this would benefit the UK in any way. Assange is a beacon of light that if you try to hurt, I didn't, but I agree with him. I agree with him 100%. Assange is a beacon of light that would, if you tried to persecute him, what would happen is you would then all your criminal behavior, unethical behavior, illegal activity would be exposed. So the UK, number one, told Sweden to continue, even though Sweden wanted to drop its case years prior to dropping it last year or 2 years ago. Withheld evidence. In any fair trial, you want a trial, and then there's no evidence. They have zero evidence of WikiLeaks working with Russia. WikiLeaks is a media organization, according to UK courts. And WikiLeaks emails were admissible to UK courts. So the United Kingdom would be basically what? Doing what? basically going up, trying to sabotage its own laws. Ryan Couture, why do you hold yourself to the standard of the fake news mainstream media? I don't hold myself to that standard. If I say breaking, you know, Andrew McCabe is set to get indicted, that's because McCabe committed crimes. You know, he committed crimes. That's, I mean, in America, if you commit crimes, you're supposed to get indicted. And it's not just me who said that he committed crimes. It was Horowitz. That was the only person he actually, well, he actually said other people committed crimes too, but the criminal referral went to the criminal referral. The only criminal referral, even though Horowitz documented crimes left and right, the only criminal referral was for Andrew McCabe. And so Sessions is very likely waiting on a whole. So, I mean, all of these people are going down. I mean, like, I'm not perfect, but I can tell you that my analysis has been more on point than almost most other people, left or right. But then again, I'm not perfect. And look, I wasn't right about Bernie, although I didn't know that he was cheated to the extent he was. Cooper sees truth. H.A., did you say Paige is flipping? She's definitely going to flip and sing and flip and flipping and singing, like singing and flipping in a jailhouse slippers. Yes. Well, even the Gomer, the People's Gomer, said that he was flipping, that she was flipping. She looks fantastic, by the way. She does not want to be Gomerized. And yeah, that's the issue. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Gosh, I'm just thinking about Julian Assange now. Thank you so very much. God bless. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I will be back again tomorrow. Thank you so very much. You are all awesome. You are all wonderful. To my super chat, thank you so very much. God bless. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow, and we'll do numerous sessions tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so very much. And God bless. To my super chat and to the chat, thank you again. Thank you.